Hello everyone, Eric here to talk about military drones and if they're ethical or if they're unethical in the way that we fight overseas nowadays. We found a quote by Philip Pullman that he wrote in his Dark Materials trilogy and describes a world where everyone was accompanied by a daemon, a semi-magical spirit animal, a projection of the individual's animus. Drones may be the daemon in more ways than one of the 21st century, he writes, which is really kind of interesting if you really think about it. Moving along, we're going to discuss the problem of having these drones and using them in our warfare today. The problem is that there's no consequences to the men and women who deploy the drones, which leads to many moral and ethical concerns. As you can see from the picture, many of the people that are deploying the drones are sitting in a office where it's almost like a video game where they control the drone, they fly the drone, and if they need to, they deploy what are called hailfires. Hailfires are a missile that they can launch and take out the enemy without ever having to risk their own life. Another thing that could be unethical is the fact that when I was overseas, a lot of surveillance is happening in Afghanistan with these drones, and most of the Afghanis don't even know that they are being watched at all, which leads to some ethical problems, I feel, because I feel that some people deserve their privacy. Granted, I understand we're at war and we need to surveillance to see if the enemies are communicating with any of the locals. I just feel that it could spark ethical conversation within this topic. So then we're going to discuss utilitarian ethics. So what is this? According to utilitarianism, it's an action that is right when it brings about as much happiness for the members of your group as opposed to any other alternative. In this case, the group of people benefiting from drones use would be the military personnel as well as the government that is using the technology. The reason they would be benefiting from them is because now they can perform surveillance and combat missions without ever having to risk the life of their own military members. Um, this increased happiness is also due to higher safety, which I stated, and precision with drones outweighs the decrease in accountability and responsibility of the people in charge of their stakes. Now I'd like to touch on the deontology ethic. So according to the deontology ethics, it is an action is right if and only if it is the in accordance with the correct moral rule of or principle. So in this case, in Obama's first drone strike, 21 civilians were died to kill one Al Qaeda member, den, dent, applying deontology ethics to drone strikes would set limits on who they could kill, meaning thou shalt not kill a civilian. So basically what this is saying is, was it morally correct to still kill the Al Qaeda member even though we had to kill 21 civilians? From my point of view, it's very hard for me to give a response to this, being that I've been in this situation and I've been to war, so I have mixed feelings about this. This wraps up my portion of the poster, um, Sue and Brian will continue on from here. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope this really opens a lot of food for thought and a lot of discussion within this topic. Thank you.